Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome to Chilltown Hoops. I'm your host, Jermaine. The youngsters call me OG. My friends call me J-Dub. Let's get to it. When you have superstars who have basically accomplished everything that they need to accomplish in terms of accolades, and they're in their prime, but they want to maximize that, and they don't feel like it's getting maximized, they have every right to hold that organization that they play for accountable. Because they're holding themselves accountable. I come to work every year. I do the best that I can to keep my body in shape. I produce at a high level. I'm an all-NBA performer. I'm a champion. I'm an all-league defender. I've done all of these things to keep myself and to hold myself accountable, to give us an opportunity or to give us a chance to compete for a championship. But if I feel like the organization isn't doing that, I have every right to hold them accountable and weigh my options, which is what Giannis did when he decided not to sign that extension. Listen, I'll be 29 years old next month. The way Giannis plays, I think Giannis has 5 more years at this level before he starts to break down. I'm not saying that he's over, but before he starts to break down. Because Giannis's game is predicated on athleticism, physicality, and flight. That's Giannis's game. He's added those other things to his game, but that's primarily what his game is. And I don't really see it changing that much, because that's who Giannis is. Giannis is a physical player. With that being said, he is holding this organization accountable. That I need you guys to be serious. I need to know that you guys are serious about competing for an NBA championship. Because these next 5 years, I need to maximize those. I've won the league MVP twice. I've been the defensive player of the year. I've won the NBA championship. I've been on the All-NBA team numerous times. I've been on the All-League defensive team numerous times. What is the rest of my career going to be about? The rest of my career is going to be about winning. And I need to know that you guys are serious about winning. And if I don't think you're serious about winning, there's no reason for me to be here. None. So what does Portland do? What does Milwaukee do to counter that? They make a big time trade for Damian Lillard. A guy who Giannis Antetokounmpo is in favor of. Very much so in favor of. So they bring him in, and Dame just signed a 2-year extension when he was in Portland. So now Milwaukee has him on the books for 4 years. Giannis, before signing the extension that he just signed, he was on the books for 3 more years. 2 years guaranteed, and the last year was a player option, which he probably wasn't going to sign if they didn't make a move. So they end up making this move for Damian Lillard. Giannis signs this extension. So now they have him on the books for 4 years. They got Damian Lillard on the books now for 4 years. So essentially what they did was they traded 2 years of Drew Holiday, who made it clear that after these 2 years, he was out. And I don't mean he was out, he wanted to be traded, or he was looking for another team. He was hanging them up. So they traded 2 years of Drew Holiday, who they won an NBA championship with, an all-league defender, one of the best guards in the game. I still think that he's the best perimeter defender in the game. All great guards, contrary to what you might think, guys. All great guards, defensively, they get torched. That happens. Sidney Moncrief got torched. Michael Cooper got torched. Joe Dumars got torched. I can continue with all the great guards. They've all gotten torched at some point. So with that being said, a guy in Drew Holiday, who's still one of the best guards in the game, still think he's the best defensive perimeter guard in the game, they trade him for 4 years of Giannis and 4 years of Damian Lillard. So what's the championship window with this group? With what they have right now, Brook Lopez is 35 years old. He just had back surgery not too long ago. He came back last season, was in the running for Defensive Player of the Year, so he looked sharp. But I think Brook, at this level, I think he's got another year, 2 years tops at this level. Bobby Portis, they got him on the cheap I think he's the best rotation player in the game. They got him on the cheap. Jay Crowder. Middleton is the X factor here. And the reason why I think Middleton is the X factor here is because, one, this injury is a lot worse than what they told us. There's a reason why he hadn't played 5-on-5 the entire training camp. And I think it was 2 nights ago, I think they played Oklahoma City. That was the only preseason game that he played in. And I wouldn't be surprised if come Thursday night, and when Philadelphia comes to town, he's a healthy scratch. I would not be surprised. And the reason why I wouldn't be surprised with that is because what they're trying to do, I feel like what they're trying to do with him is, I feel like they're looking at Middleton like, if we're going to move him, we have to display the best version of Middleton. We can't trot him out there if we don't feel like he's the best version of himself once they move him. And they don't feel like he's that yet. This is definitely an issue. But I applaud what Giannis did with the Milwaukee Bucks, with that organization. I applaud that. Because that's your job. That's your job as a player, to hold these organizations accountable, because it's your legacy on the line. And I'm not just going to stay here because I was drafted here and I've had some good years here. I'm not just going to stay here just off the strength of me being loyal. No, that's not good enough. I need to know that you guys are serious about winning. Again, I can't reiterate this enough. Kobe Bryant in 2007 demanded to be traded. And he demanded to be traded for one reason and one reason only. Y'all ain't serious about winning. Yes, I love Los Angeles. I love being a Laker. I love the city of Los Angeles. We've had some great times here. But y'all ain't serious. They trotting him out there with Chris Mim and Chucky Atkins and Smush Parker. Y'all ain't. Meanwhile, the Boston Celtics got Rajon Rondo and Ray Allen and Kevin Garnett and Paul Pierce. The Orlando Magic have who they have. Miami had Dwayne Wade and Shaq. Y'all ain't serious about winning, and what's not gonna happen? Y'all ain't wasting my prime years. I'll be damned if y'all waste my prime years. That's not gonna happen. I want out. And that's logical and realistic for somebody that's taking control of their career. I got no problem with that whatsoever, and I got no problem with Giannis, who is entering year 10. Who is entering year 10, or year 10 or year 11, to say, I'm going to be 29 years old. I'm in the middle of my prime. And I will not waste any of my prime years. I will not waste any of my prime years playing where they're not serious about winning. I'm not doing that. Hell no am I not. Hell no am I doing that. No way. Because my legacy is going to be about winning. And I respect Giannis for that. And I respect the fact that he actually recognized Milwaukee is serious. You know what? You guys are serious. Y'all serious about winning. I see it. I wasn't sure initially, but I see it. You guys are serious. So because you guys are serious, I'm serious too. I'm going to hang out. I will re-up with you guys. Because that's all this is about at the end of the day. This is about winning. This is about being a great player. I take winning. I hold winning in a pretty high regard. Yes, I do. A lot of things have to go right in order for you to win. But winning does matter. When you're talking about an all-time great, if we drop you in any era, does your game translate? Number 2, did you dominate? Number 1, again, one more time for the people in the cheap seats. Is your game timeless? If I dropped you in any era, could you do what you're doing now? Number 2, did you dominate? Number 3, did you win? In that order. And I think about the Milwaukee Bucks, and I think about what Giannis Antetokounmpo holding his organization accountable means. I applaud that. And I applaud Giannis for being the man that he is and holding to his word. You know what? You guys are serious about winning. I'm going to hang out. I applaud that. since we're on the subject of people keeping their word, it gets a little tricky with James Harden, though. It does. Because I think that Daryl Morey, as a businessman, I want to make sure that we're clear on this, folks. Daryl Morey, as a businessman, works for the Philadelphia 76ers. He doesn't work for James Harden. He works for the Philadelphia 76ers, and he has to do what's in the best interest of Philly. Not just James Harden. Him and James Harden have a personal relationship. They've been working together for 10 years. He was the one who traded for James Harden. He was the one who told the Oklahoma City, he was the one who told the Houston Rockets organization, this is our guy. This is the guy, this is the guy we're gonna build it around. This guy right here. He's the one who did that. So I don't think that his intention wasn't to get James Harden paid. Oh, absolutely it was. He just was dealing with different people. He thought that he could deal with those people in Philadelphia the way he dealt with the people in Houston, and it didn't work like that. And at the end of the day, I do have a contract. And I still have to play my contract. When I put my name on that contract, I officially gave my word I'll be it. However you feel about what's going on around here, that's completely different. I gave my word that I would do this job, and he didn't. But the good thing about all of this is, it is opening night. Tonight is opening night. And how are the reigning NBA champion Denver Nuggets going to fare? I think that they're the class of the West. I think they're the most complete team in the West. I think the Lakers are right there. I think the fact that the reins have been handed over to Anthony Davis, I think that's huge. Because I've said in the past, and I still stand on it, the days of LeBron James throwing teams on his back and taking them to the NBA Finals, them days is over. He can't physically do that anymore. He can't. So they're going to go as far as Anthony Davis takes them. And we're going to find out how far he can take them this season. He's improved his mid-range game. Still an elite rebounder. Arguably the best defensive player in the game. He's a bucket getter. The question with him is, can he stay healthy? I just need to see it, because I know what it looks like when you're talking about a guy who's the man on a championship team. He carries himself a little bit different. He walks a little bit different. And I'm not saying that Anthony Davis can't do that. I just need to see it. I know how you guys all feel about the Phoenix Suns and this roster and the talent that they have, which, you know, I got no problem with that. What I do have a problem with is the fact that the roster's been flipped. I do have a problem with the lead guard position. I do have a problem with you losing your best interior defender and rebounder. And now you're replacing him with another guy who has been banged up the majority of last season and isn't much of a rebounder or rim protector in Nurkic. You know, when you lose Ayton, who was a double-double, he's almost a 20 and 10 guy. Almost a 20 and 10 guy. Now, I think Frank Vogel is going to demand defense. And I think on some level it's going to work. But over the last 4 years, for KD, defense hasn't really been an issue. But health has. I think he's played 53 games. No, I'm sorry, 47 games over the last 4 years. He's breaking down. That's who KD is. Does that mean that he doesn't still have the goods? He's still got the goods. Yes. But, 8 games last year before the playoffs. Now we got a completely different roster. This isn't like what the Lakers are doing, where they actually have a training camp and they actually played with each other for an extended period of time last year. So I'm not sure about Phoenix. I can appreciate the logic of the talent, but I'm not sure about Phoenix. Phoenix is a wait and see for me. They are. But the NBA season is upon us, man, and I am really excited about it. Opening night is tonight. The Boston Celtics, who I think are the NBA champions this year, I think they win it. They don't play till tomorrow night. I'm sorry. They play Miami tomorrow night, but I'm really looking forward to seeing them. And I'm really looking forward to seeing you guys, man. So I will be back soon. The season is amongst us, guys. And I will be here all season. But until then, take it light. But take it.